Okay, everybody, what it is, what's up? Okay, I know I haven't made a video in a while, but some crazy stuff has happened. My life has changed. Not that you guys care, but my life has changed so drastically. I'm so excited to start a new era of my life and finally start this YouTube channel outright. Okay, for those that have been subscribed to me from 2015, thank you for staying so long. Like, that's crazy that I have people that have stayed with me that long. But if you are new, I want to say welcome to the channel. We finally are gonna start vibing great and doing some really good conversation. I feel like this is gonna be a great start, not just for me but for you guys watching as well. Things have changed a lot for me. Okay, so for those who don't know what I'm doing now, I'm an influencer. I work in the conscious area in terms of spirituality, consciousness. I'm so happy to do this, and I want to talk about my life and kind of reintroduce myself. Okay, we're gonna talk about my life and how I've become a conscious influencer now and what my life looks like. Let me start by saying that I always was a conscious person, but in a sense that I thought beyond everybody else. I'm gonna go straight to the beginning and introduce myself and just talk about my life briefly, because a lot of my other videos I talk about my life and my experiences. So now we're just gonna reintroduce stuff so we could actually start doing a lot more. During elementary school, from the beginning, I was always a class clown, the black kid, and I was always an old soul, and teachers said I thought above my age and that I was basically older than I really was. Then I was a really Christian kid. I was super into Christianity. Everything was Jesus, God. Not that I don't believe in them, because those people actually existed, and that's a topic for another video. But I was super into religion. And from there, as it got to high school, a lot of health stuff started happening. You guys could go watch those videos back when I was smaller. I was put into the huge arena of high school. Basically, it led me to a lot of anxiety, which led to seizures and panic attacks, which are, as I become more conscious, they're distancing more, like they're not becoming as frequent. But that's one reason why I can't drive. You know what? Everything's for a reason, right? And I'm starting to see why sometimes. That's when I found astral projection. And remember, this is the time, this is what, 2014, 15, 16, around then. People talked about astral projection, but it wasn't as mainstream as it is now. It was like, if you talk about astral projection, you were a madman, okay, and you were in that area of mad people. Same thing with UFOs. Remember, this is the time when if you believed in UFOs, you were crazy, but now they talk about it on the news like it's nothing. So I'm like, and then people just blindly, they're like, oh yeah, but I'm like, do you not see? Like, anyways, as I got to high school, I was trying to find my place in society. The beginning of high school is when I started to get really into consciousness, because I was really pro-black. Okay, as I was in high school, I was really pro-black because I started to realize, okay, I'm the only black kid. This isn't something bad. I'm gonna use it as a shield. And so I really started to dig into it, and I really started to only support my own people, and I was everything black people. From there, I really started to study into genetics and all the black power stuff, racial issues and all that, which actually helped me a lot today. I'm very knowledgeable on that stuff now, but it's not what I focus on. I've almost risen above it. Like, I see beyond it now. So I understand it. Like, these pro-black people talk, I'm like, I've heard it all. You know what I'm saying? I've heard it all. I was there. I lived it. Like, as your consciousness rises, you see further than what is there. Do you know what I mean? And this is when I was also becoming conscious. I started to become a little spiritual, and my family wasn't that spiritual yet either. Nobody in my family was spiritual then. I started to ask these questions about religion that people couldn't answer. Like, I remember the question that sparked it all was, why would God punish people that don't even know about him? Because I remember we went to church one time. You guys already know the old-fashioned Christianity mindset and how it works. We went to church and they were like, oh, we need to go to the Amazon rainforest and save these people and teach them Christianity. And I was like, it was in my head, it was a very colonizer type mentality. I was like, whoa, like they're really speaking colonizer. And I started to realize that, and I was like, but why would God punish people that don't even know he exists? Why would God punish gay and lesbian people when they were literally born that way and it's scientifically proven they're born that way? I'm like, why would God punish people? God made them that way and you're gonna punish them? Like, I don't it wasn't aligning up. I would ask all these questions and people would always tell me, just don't question, just follow, don't question, just follow. And I was getting to the point where I was questioning everything. I'm like, hey, the Bible and all this stuff seems to be real, but what's real and what's not? I really started to see the problem with religion, and I started to branch out. So with religion, spirituality, and my pro-blackness all coming together, I was starting to realize the power of our soul and the power of the universe. It started to mesh, and then that's when I started really digging deep into astral projection. Then I started to realize that religion's only the stepping stone to spirituality. It's only the gateway to spirituality. And then I started to also dig into like the 48 laws of power, and then I started to realize psychologically why people do things like bully other people, and why humans do the things they do, little things like that. I started to study, and I started to really see human nature, and I was like, geez, like everything was opening. Plus, let me not get started because I'm also an empath, so I didn't know what it was at the time. I was just feeling people's emotions and thoughts around me. Like, I'd be happy going somewhere, but then I'd just feel anxious around a bunch of people, but I'm like, I'm not anxious, like I'm fine. But then that led to all this anxiety and all of that, so it was too much for my body, which led to panic attacks and seizures. But basically, I could feel people's thoughts, emotions, and energy all the time, and I didn't know that. I thought it was just me. So when I started digging into spirituality, I came across empath as I was digging into spirituality, and I was like, well, maybe this could be me. Oh, and my mom was really getting spiritual as well after I started introducing her to stuff. And now she has her master's in Reiki, so she helps me, and she helps a lot of other people in energy, right? She teaches me a lot. It's like I helped her, and then she helped me 20 times over. I started to realize the true freedom in consciousness and spirituality, and it opened my mind to so much possibilities and how the universe really formulates with us and our consciousness to make us who we are, because really we are the universe. We are the universe experiencing itself. And when I started to realize this, the whole world started to open up to me. And then the coronavirus hit. Okay, so if you guys are watching this in the far future, this is in the time when the pandemic was happening. I applied for college, and they said we're waiting another year because of the virus. I waited another year, which going through the pandemic was hard because I had to deal with myself, my own thoughts, and being away from people. I really had to evolve. You guys should see what I look like. I'll put a video. A year ago, when the pandemic first started, I looked like this. Okay, just the way I talked, I was like, what am I doing? And then look what I look like now and what I do now. It's different. I totally had to evolve my whole being, which is something people don't talk about, right? I had to evolve my whole being just to survive the pandemic. I started to ask myself, how am I going to survive this? As soon as I asked that question, I was like, okay, I really have to make changes here, because if I'm asking that question, there's a problem. I had so much time to just be by myself and to learn about spirituality and consciousness, and then that's when people started to become more awake. The government started announcing that UFOs are real and stuff, and people just like let it fly over their heads. Now it's a classroom joke, but I'm like, why is it a joke when they were just telling you they were lying to your face all these years, and you think it's funny? And they put it in the media so that people laugh and joke about, yeah, it's aliens, but we're dead serious, we're dead ass. Like, we're dead ass. When was it a joke? Remember, now this is 8 years later from, you know, when I first got into spirituality. So I've been studying astral projection for a good 7-8 years, I want to say. That already gave me a lot of knowledge to do what I do now. So then in quarantine, I started to realize that finding the truth for myself was the only way. It gave me joy to learn about the universe. That made me excited. It just became a hobby to start digging within this stuff and realizing who we really are and how this world works. It made me excited. Then I started making videos for Instagram, and again, people thought I was crazy because I was talking about aliens and the government, Antarctica, and all this stuff, and people started to think I was, you know, crazy. They're like, why are you talking about this stuff? My family looked at me weird, right? My dad is open to the stuff that we talk about, but he's not like, he doesn't talk about it. He just hears us talking about it at the dinner table and stuff, and he's just like open to it. My sister's the same thing. She's conscious. She's like, she grew up around it. She's like, yeah, I wore a soul in a body, like, right? But it's not like a big deal to her. I made the videos on TikTok for Instagram because I was like, I don't like TikTok. So I started making these videos for Instagram. But then when I looked on TikTok just to go make another video, one video I made, I'll put the video up here. This was my first TikTok unconscious stuff. And that one video blew up. It had so many views and I had over 10k followers. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess people want to hear this stuff. So then I started to get up there and then people were like, oh, Vinny, you got views now, whatever, right? And all the people, then I started making more videos, and again I got made fun of. They were like, why are you making videos wrapped up in a blanket? Like, what are you doing? And so I got judged, but I wanted to talk about this because I'm like, I'm learning all this stuff and people need to hear about this. Like, I just wanted people to know about it, right? Dude, I was already known for making videos and making content. That's just my passion, is making content. And then when I got to 20k, I was like, whoa. It was weird because I always felt like I had it, or like I was meant to get it. It felt like I was always gonna have it no matter what. When it came about, I was ecstatic, right? I was happy, but I wasn't like flexing it. I was just happy. So then when it got to 50k, people were like looking, they're like, okay, whoa, he's going up. And then it got to 100k, and then people were like, hey, whoa, this guy's really doing something, right? And then all those people that made fun of me were silent. They said nothing. At the present moment, I'm at 500,000, going on 600,000, and it's so cool because I can finally do what I'm meant to do. Now people in my town are looking at me like I'm some sort of famous guy, right? I have people messaging me from all over the world, telling me their stories, talking to me, asking questions, and I get to meet all these cool people around the world, and these people look at me like a huge influencer. Like, I answer some people and they're like, whoa, you answered me, you actually answered me. And that makes me so happy because it makes my day that I can make someone else happy, and it makes me happy that I could make real change like that. Everybody that's in my community is basically like a brother and sister to me. And it's weird because as an empath, I could see right through people. I could see all their pain, their trauma, their thoughts, their feelings, everything. And people think I don't know, but I do. Like, I'm there and I could feel your whole being, especially when I feel people's hands now. I didn't know I could do this until a while back. That'll be another video where I talk about being an empath. I could feel people's hands and I could tell almost everything about them, stuff that they never told anybody. And I would tell them and they're like, how'd you know? How'd you know? How'd you know? And I was like, I just feel it on your energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could tell when they're lying and when they're telling the truth. At first, it wasn't a superpower. It felt like a weakness because I could feel everything and I just wanted to be myself. But it was hard to be myself when I could feel everybody's feelings. Like, how am I going to sit here and be happy when they're sitting there sad? But now I'm working with it and it's getting better. Now it really does feel like a superpower. My goal really is to help others become highly conscious and help everybody become powerful people on their own. I'm looking forward to the stuff we're about to talk about, and everything we talk about is just going to help us become a greater civilization, because again, not to get corny, but we all really are one. Like, I just feel so sensitive. Like, I'm at the point where I could feel the whole cosmos. I just feel so open and connected to everything. I never thought I would get like that. I never thought that'd be such a real thing, but I feel it now, and I wish everybody could feel something like that. This was a great first talk. We're definitely gonna go deeper into this and talk a lot more about consciousness and spirituality. I can't express how excited I am to do this with you guys and to make this world a better place. I love all of you guys, and I'll see you guys soon.